Grace, a warning if you please. 2 fools are reading the royal missives from the ramparts. Mayhaps further instructions are required. Your Grace, we've called this meeting in the council. Your Lord Brother has sent banners to all the realm, depicting you as a Wojak Mush Soy, and he as the Chad. You cannot let this go unanswered.
I think this is the first time we've been on different wavelengths, like fixation-wise, because I have not seen House of Dragon yet, so this is all weird to me. This is like a weird throwback, but to him, this is his life.
This is just how I live my life now.
I'm not in the Game of Thrones mindset to be in Game of Thrones replying. Who would even answer? Who would Peter Baelish be talking to in this scenario?
Well, I don't even know if it's being, I'm just a generic counselor. I'm talking to a king whose brother has rebelled, I assume. And started sending all of the Lord's banners depicting him as a Wojak no soy. And
dipping into the treasury to counter meme.
It's like, we cannot allow this to go unchallenged, Your Grace. Send me to parley with your brother. No, 'tis a fool's errand.
I am not a soy. Let the people know I am an alpha wolf.
I'm afraid the ravens have already flown, Your Grace.
Oh no.
That's Varys.
Dan, so I take it you've been watching more TV lately, no?
Yeah.
I've been becoming more of a movie guy myself lately.
Okay.
I actually learned a little bit more about your people.
My people?
Yeah, last night I watched An American Werewolf in London. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It had maybe the coolest transformation scene I think I've ever seen in anything.
I've not seen it myself, but I've heard it's quite a transformation scene.
Yeah, the practical effects were amazing, but that movie was very odd. But it was fun, though. I liked it.
So what does he do in London?
So it starts, they go to like North... It's really funny. So you know in Doctor Who when they go to the pub and everyone's like really mean?
Yes.
That's how the movie starts. It's these 2 American dudes. They're backpacking in Europe, right? And they drop off in northern England. They go to like this pub called the Slaughtered Lamb with like a wolf like eating a sheep or whatever. And they go in and everyone's immediately hostile. They stop talking. They're all pissy. They ask about the pentagram on the wall. And they're like, fuck off. So then they fuck off. And then it's a night of a full moon, so they get attacked by a werewolf. And one of the friends dies immediately. And then the other one survives the attack and basically becomes a werewolf.
Right.
And then his dead friend keeps coming back and he's like, hey, I'm undead. I'm going to stay undead until the werewolf's curse ends. You have to kill yourself or you're going to kill more people and I'm going to have to keep wandering the earth. And then he's like, oh, maybe I should really do this. And everyone's like, no, you're just crazy. And then he turns into a werewolf and kills people. And then him and his friend and all the people he've killed are like, dude, you've got to kill yourself. And he's like, too much of a bitch to do it. So he just keeps killing people until they finally put him down.
A crowd is gathering around him.
Yeah, it's literally like 6 or 7 people. They're like in like a porno movie theater. His friend calls him in and they're like, dude, you've got to kill yourself or none of us can rest. And he just won't do it. It's really, although to be fair, imagine being in that situation. You survive a wolf attack and it's like the only way to be a good person is to kill yourself.
But like,
right
are
now.
they like in a state of suffering? Are they like ghosts or zombies or?
Yeah. So they're like basically ghosts stuck in limbo and they can't pass on until he dies. And they're all as injured as they were when he killed them. So most of them are just like torn up. But his original friend who died, he was like absolutely mauled, just keeps rotting and getting worse looking each day. And he's also the nicest one. All the other people hate him because they killed him, right? Or he killed them. But his friend is like, hey, that's my friend. But they're right, you have to kill yourself. It's so funny. It's really good, though, but it's like a really bizarre movie. And it all started because a bunch of English people at a pub were too mean and they kicked them out of the pub for being foreigners. It's so funny. Anyway, you should watch it sometime. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, what's our episode today?
Well, I've got a question for you.
Yeah?
Have you heard of Fighting Fantasy ever? Are you familiar?
No, what's Fighting Fantasy?
Well, these were a series of game books, like choose-your-own-adventure novels that were around.
No way! Are we going to do a choose-your-own-adventure novel?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. I loved these as a kid. I never played them, but I just sort of read them.
And make sure you get the PDF to Anomalous.
Non-linear storytelling, it was basically.
Dude, this is gonna be sick!
So I couldn't, like, unfortunately, I don't have any of the originals on me, but I found a website where people make their own. and post them and you can play them. And I thought perhaps we could do that.
Fighting fantasy. That sounds sick. Yeah, can you stream it to me and send it to me? Or
yeah.
are we doing one account? Who's streaming?
I'll stream it.
This guy. He has the kindness of a wolf.
The wolves are kind.
No. Oh yeah, that's the other funny thing. So when he turns into a werewolf, right, all the animals, like the dogs and the cats, they fucking hate him, right? But after the first time he transforms, he wakes up in like the wolf enclosure in the zoo, and every other animal's like, this guy's evil, except for the wolves who are like, yo, what's up, bro? They're like super chill with him. They're like basically dogs. It's really funny.
But anyway, enough of this. We like, I would say, like, unironically, fighting fantasy, because it was the MCU of like when I was 10. Because they all come together. Like,
I never
Tomb of the Snow Witch or whatever, it like brings a bunch of random shit from all the others together. It's similar.
I never read these books or heard of them. I'm interested.
They're fantastic.
So, all right, this is A Princess of Zamara by Kieran Coghlan.
Yeah, so I've
make sure you copy this link so that Anami has it.
Can you read this introduction, your best Dark Souls narrator voice?
Oh god, give me something to work off of. What does a Dark Souls narrator voice sound
Yes, indeed.
Gotcha. Understood. Zamara is a chaotic land. Since the scattering of the grand army of Ostrogoth the Grim 3 years ago, his former followers have been forced to make their way in life as best they can. You, like many orcs who fought for Ostrogoth, have found your calling as a sellsword to the highest bidder. Sometimes you have been hired to protect caravans, or to raid them, to serve wizards, or to slay them. Sometimes you have fought alongside your fellow orcs in these endeavors, and sometimes against them. It is all the same to you, so long as it pays well and gives you an excuse for some bloodshed. You are camped in the Iron Hills, recovering after a recent battle with some dwarves, when you spy a griffhawk winging its way towards you. The bird drops a rolled-up parchment at your feet, then departs with a loud screech. Unfurling the scroll, you see it has an invitation written in Orcish. It addresses you by name, stating that your abilities are well known to the wizard Morgric. Morgric has a task of utmost secrecy for you and several other notorious orcs.
Notorious orcs, I like that.
Yeah, that's my new rapper name, Notorious Orcs.
Notorious Human.
The invitation asks that you come to a cave in the Lesser Ilkhans in 4 days' time, where Morgric will tell you more of what he wishes from you. You scrunch the parchment into a bowl and smile. You've heard of this Morgric. The last you knew, he was a servant of good. So why he wishes to avail of some orcish brutality is a mystery to you. Still, he would not be the first good wizard to turn over a new leaf. And the invitation spoke of great rewards if you were to accept. Eager to put your sword arm to devastating effect once more, you gather your things and head out of the hills, heading west to the distant mountains. Your journey is largely uneventful, bar a tangle with a hill giant and a run-in with an out-of-luck human adventurer. You manage to supplement your provisions by hunting various creatures, devouring them raw and feeling their warm blood slide down your throat.
Delectable.
On the 4th day of your journey, you come to the foothills of the imposing mountains, their peaks bathed in the amber light of the setting sun. It does not take you long to find the cave described in the invitation, a great gouge in the mountainside. A rope dangles from an overhanging rock above the tunnel entrance, with an inscription carved in Orcish next to it. Ring the bell. Shrugging, you pull on the rope, and a clanging noise reverberates from somewhere far down the tunnel. When the echoes have faded, you hear the tread of footsteps coming out of the darkness towards you.
Play now, my lord.
Play now, my lord. My heralded lord. Skill. Oh, shit. Wait, is that just for this page, or is that our skills?
I think that's our skills now. Do you want to re-roll?
We have a hell of a lot of stamina.
Yeah. Let's keep it. Let's see. The chips will fall when they die.
Assuming this is D&D rules, we are
We're
okay.
lucky as fuck.
Yeah.
I think we have max luck, don't we?
For real. I think so, yeah.
A light appears in the darkness, and a well-dressed man in a powdered wig emerges, holding a lantern. He looks down a hawk nose at you. "Greetings," he says without a shred of warmth. "I am Perrault, manservant to the renowned wizard Morgrek. Whom do I have the honour of addressing?" You grunt your name. What's her name?
Our name is Dingle.
Dingle. Having little time for human formalities. "Ah, yes, most of the others have already arrived. Please follow me." Perrault turns and walks back down the tunnel. You follow after him, having a good look round as you do. Humans may require lights to see in the dark, but not so orcs. The tunnel seems old, though it seems like it was carved rather than formed naturally. You notice a side tunnel winding its way off to the right. Perrault presses on ahead, paying it no heed. Will you keep following Perrault, or will you sneak down the side tunnel?
So, we're not boring, right? I'm not boring, man. I say we sneak down the side tunnel.
I'm going to say, it's like in Elden Ring, where you know the boss is that way, so you want to explore the other way first.
Exactly.
You follow the twisting tunnel for some time, the glow of Perrault's light fading away. The rock gets increasingly smooth underfoot, though some large boulders strewn across the path suggest there have been rockfalls here at some stage. Eventually the tunnel branches in two directions. To the left you can hear the steady drip of water. To the right you hear nothing, though you notice the tunnel slopes downwards. Will you take the left tunnel or the right tunnel? Alternatively, you could hurry back to the main tunnel to rejoin Perrault, the boring option.
Ooh,
the coward's
so, right,
option.
Left leads to water, which may lead to like boats or like some sort
But
of...
I know how these
down
books
into
work.
the earth.
There's an equal chance we go left and the wall suddenly explodes and we die from drowning.
Oh, that's funny. Should we go right then?
Sure. Let's go down
Slopes
to the
downwards. We might have to fight some mole people. To the Underdark we go.
It's like Perrault arrived, like the wizard, the orc you hired wandered off.
Sorry, I lost him in the straight line.
This is house.
Did he go down the side tunnel again? What if the
Tell
side
us.
tunnel is just a trap to get rid of all the annoying mercenaries?
The path gets increasingly rubble-strewn as you follow it downwards into the depths of the mountain, and even your sharp eyes begin to struggle in the utter gloom. The path begins to widen out, and you see the way ahead blocked by a rock slide. Underneath the rocks is the human skeleton, its eye sockets staring up at you imploringly. Don't give up, skeleton. Will you remove the rocks from the skeleton? Return to the previous junction and try the other path from where you can hear dripping, or return to the main tunnel to catch up with Perrault.
I guess, so my only option here is to remove the rocks from the skeleton if we continue here, right?
Yeah, well, otherwise we can go back and try the other one. Or go back.
There's no way this isn't an undead, but we have a sword.
What if it becomes our friend, though?
Should we try using our possession sword?
I don't think we can.
Right there, there's a button that says use.
Use. Nothing happens.
Alright, let's remove the rocks.
As you start to lift the rocks, the pile begins to rumble ominously.
Let's go!
Ah!
We have good luck! We have good luck!
Lucky! You manage to shift the rocks without them falling upon you. When you've removed the last one, the skeleton springs to its feet. It proceeds to dust itself off, paying no heed to you. Will you attack it, or wait to see what it does?
Wait to see what it does. We just
I feel
helped
like
him.
this might
Maybe
be our
he's...
friends.
Yeah, this is a bro.
Oh shit. There's a lot. The skeleton finishes dusting itself off and turns to you. It's grinning, though you can doubt it can really help doing so. "Ah, thank you for freeing me, dear chap," it says. "I've been stuck under those rocks for, goodness, I don't even know how long. Is King Solomard II still on the throne?" You reply that King Elidor rules now, and you've never heard of any Solomar. What? The era has changed again? No! Dear me!
I love the voice you've given the skeleton.
It must
as
be
well.
quite a while indeed in that case. I wonder if any of the old friends are still about somewhere. I must seek them out. He turns to walk down the path you had just cleared, then stops himself. "Oh yes, I must give you some recompense for rescuing me, O noble and benevolent orc. Here." He pulls free one of his teeth and passes it to you. "Throw this in a fire and some of my friends will show up to help you out. You can dismiss them again with a word. Now I must be away. Toodle pip, I'm sure we'll meet again." He sets off along the tunnel. You realise you have now been gone a while. You decide you'd better head back to Perrault. You turn back to the previous junction, pocketing the magic tooth.
See, that was only a benefit. Can you check possessions? Do we have it?
Yeah, we do. We have magic tooth.
Oh, I don't see it under there, but I assume we have it.
Magic tooth, oh yeah. A faint glimmer bounces off the rugged walls ahead, and you round a bend in the tunnel to return to the previous junction, where a furious-looking Peral stands, holding his lantern and tapping his foot. There you are, he snaps. What possessed you to go wandering these tunnels? They're not safe, you know. What Morgrek is thinking carrying a lot of disobedient orcs is beyond me, but I shall be sure to tell him of your inability to follow simple commands. Now come along.
We have a magic tooth, dickhead, so fuck
and
off.
You're holding a lantern right now. If I throw this tooth into that lantern, you're fucked.
Listen, Peralt, I'm about to level up, and you look like just enough XP. I could use sword.
What if he's like Samus, though? He's like, do you think I'm just going to stand there and take it?
Yeah, he fucking dodges.
Yeah.
Oh,
he turns back towards the main tunnel. You shrug, then follow him, muttering under your breath. Peral leads you along a twisting tunnel into a large cavern, then gasps at the sight before his eyes. 2 orcs are rolling around the crowd in mortal combat. One trying to strangle another, who is doing his best to swipe at his opponent with the blades sewn into the sleeves of his leather armour.
Bro thinks he's Assassin's Creed.
Assassino!
Assassino d'Or! Peral, my friend! I followed you, remember?
Dangerous to be kept alive!
This is what happens when you follow Peralt, by the way.
Cheering on the 2 combatants are 3 other orcs, all of which you recognise. Mighty Fock, the warhammer-wielding former captain in Ostrogoth's army. Sly Grouch, the renowned bounty hunter. Nito, first of the dead. No. And even slyer Relesh, archer extraordinaire. You know the 2 grappling orcs too. One is Malrogue of the Blazing Skulls. To you, he's the closest thing to a friend an orc can claim to have. You have waded together in the blood of many a foe. The creature he is doing his damnedest to throttle is Zaraz of the Bloodstar tribe. His blood enemy. Blood, blood, blood.
They love blood
They worship
in
Moog.
Final Fantasy.
Peral is screeching for the 2 to stop fighting!
Stop fighting!
Is that dog? But they are paying him little heed. Zaraz breaks free of Malrog's grip and pushes him away, readying his blades as Malrog pulls forth his sword. Zaraz's back is now inches from you. Will you stab Zaraz in the back, or will you wait to see how the battle unfolds?
So here's the fucked thing. If we see how it unfolds, I think Zaraz will win. But if we kill Zaraz, then Malrog might not fuck with us
Yeah, be
anymore.
like, you robbed me of my kill. That was my blood.
Fuck. What's the shonen option is to believe in our friend, but I feel like he's about to get owned. What do you think, Tan?
But if we do this, may not be our friend anymore, so there's no point.
Well, there's no point in an orc we loved living in a world where he's not our
can we
friend.
extract from him?
Jesus. You really are a fucking choose-your-own-adventure player. That's cold. Alright, why don't you choose
Listen,
which
I grew
unfolds?
up fighting the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, you fucker. And there's no room for mercy in Firetop Mountain.
Let's see how it unfolds. That's what he would have wanted.
Marong brings his sword down in a crude overhead swing. Zaraz effortlessly catches the blade in a cross of his bladed arms. With a grunt, he pushes back, knocking the sword from Marog's hands. Marog turns to recover his weapon, and in that split second, Zaraz bounds forward and slashes his enemy across the throat.
What did I tell you?
No,
Marog! Look,
falls.
I fucking
It's
told
like this
you.
yellow smoke comes out of him, like, it's alright. This was always meant to happen.
Why didn't you
I'm
stab
simply
him in
going
the
back
back?
to the way I used to be.
No!
Marog falls to his knees, gargling on his own blood, then falls forward, silenced. Zaraz grins at you, then delicately licks the blood from his blades, goading you to avenge your friend. You are just reaching for your sword when a bearded man in dark robes bursts into the room from a nearby tunnel, looking at Marog's fallen form in outrage. Who is responsible for this? He bellows. Peralt wastes no time in filling his master in and watch inspired, stating that it had been Malrog who had started the fight. Mogrex sneers. Very well. But there is to be no more bloodshed. I didn't bring you here to fight each other.
So see, now we have an evil rival that wants us to fight him instead of a friend.
We have a shonen rival. We're going to, marching towards each other at the end. He's like, Zaraz!
I already have a
We'll have a
motivation.
big battle,
I need to see this
and then
man
we'll
die.
become tired, and then by the end of that, we're just punching each other.
God, I fucking love when the shonen battle is just two people who are like at their wits' end, weapons abandoned.
It starts with all the cool powers,
hard.
but then it gets tired out because it goes on so long.
Yeah, it's so good. It's funny because, like, I always make fun of, like, the King Arthur books when it's like, and then they fought for 2 hours and the field turned red with blood, and I'm like, okay, that was boring. But when Shonen does it, and I get to see the pictures, it's peak.
Arthur versus Mordred, the strongest knight in history versus the strongest knight in all.
That's amazing. God, I wish.
There should be a King Arthur Shonen.
That would, I mean, we were robbed of this. Anyway.
Can I popcorn to you for a little bit on this?
Yeah, where are we? I lost my place.
65.
Morgrek addresses the room. What should his voice be, Oldman?
Well, I was doing it like this.
The reason I have brought you all here is that I need capable warriors without compassion for a task that will change the fate of Zamara itself. A task that will end with me as king and you with half the gold and the royal treasure. With only 4 fucking orcs? For real.
The Suicide Squad.
Approving murmurs greet this, though no one gets too excited just yet. Promises like this are commonplace from wizards, and often come to nothing much in the end. Still, it is enough to perk your interest. The first part of this task involves Crown Princess Dejara. She is returning from visiting her fiancé, Lord Rodolfo of Gorak, in his lands to the north, and her caravan will be traveling through these parts tomorrow. I want you to capture her and bring her to me. Then I will tell you of the second part of my plan. Pralt walks up to him to whisper something in his ear.
Your Grace!
Godric's eyes sweep the room. Morgrek points at Thok. You will lead the group. Thok bangs his massive fist against his even more massive chest in salute. I want you all to obey Thok. Seize the princess and bring her to me, and leave no witnesses. Peralt tells you the route of the princess's caravan. If you leave now and travel through the night, you should meet it in the morning. All of you file out of the cave and down the tunnel, intent on your mission. You all travel non-stop throughout the night, out of the foothills of the lower Ilkhans, and over green fields, and through dense copses, over streams and hills, until, as morning is breaking, you come in sight of the cobbled road that links the citadel with the northern lands. You quickly prepare a camp, making sure to stay out of sight of the road. Raylesh manages to shoot down a passing deer, and although it is too risky to light a fire, you are soon tucking into delicious raw venison. Restore 4 stamina points!
We have lost on it because we're so strong.
We should have helped. You are just sucking the last of the blood and juices from your fingertips when Raylesh cries out that he can see the princess's caravan approaching. You all take cover behind bushes and trees along the roadside. Peering from behind a tall oak, you see the carriage, a large vehicle painted in gaudy shades of red and gold, pulled by a team of 4 horses. An escort of armored horsemen and infantry march alongside it, along with a handful of mounted lordlings, trading quips with one another. Is that like a halfling but a lord?
No, it's just like young lords, I guess.
The lordlings have arrived.
We're almost back to the capital, my chap.
We're taking the lordlings to Isengard.
Going back to see your young bride, or perhaps your younger wench at the bar.
Jesus Christ. Samara may be a lawless kingdom, but no doubt they consider themselves well enough armed to deter any would-be attackers. You will make them pay for that complacence. George! Screams Thok, never one for subtle tactics. The lot of you break from cover, screaming blood-curdling war cries. The princess's escort hastily try to gather between you and her carriage, fumbling for weapons and barking commands at one another. Will you follow Thok and charge against them, or will you swing round to the side and attack from there?
I feel like we need to be a smart boy.
If we're smart, we lose the respect of the orcs, but we have a higher chance of success.
And I feel like the wizard will appreciate some brain cells.
But then
we can be like number 2.
Can we afford any more orc rivals? We already lost our only friend.
Orcs don't have friends. We don't.
All right, let's flank.
Oh shit!
The princess's guards are unprepared for the ferocity of the assault. Their screams and cries even managing to drown out Thok's bellowing war cry. One terrified-looking young nobleman, knocked from his horse, scrambles to his feet and flees the battle. You rush forward to cut off his escape. He swipes desperately at you with a... So we're not really flanking, we're just chasing down one lordling. He swipes desperately at you with a sword that looks like it's never seen battle.
Never
I think we can
win
win this.
before.
So how did the book handle these dice roll scenarios?
I don't quite remember
or is
how
this
they did
new
it.
to the story?
I think it's automated here. What the fuck?
Oh,
We fucking
my.
murdered him.
We lost 2 stamina and 1 luck. That was it. Oh my god. You can't see this right now. If you take a screenshot for Anomalous, we fucking obliterated Nobleman.
Well, we don't need to take a screenshot. So our rolls, his rolls were 13, 13, 12, 15, 16 against 20, 19, 20, 12, and 18. We destroyed him.
You hear a gurgle behind you and see a guard. You hear a gurgle behind you and see a guardsman with blood pouring from a tear across his throat. A short sword tumbles from his nerveless grasp before he slumps forward. Standing behind him is Zeraz, the blades of his sleeves dripping blood. He winks at you, then rushes back into the fray. Oh, Zeraz respects us.
Yeah. Maybe
new friend? Yo, hey yo? The front door of the carriage is thrown open, and you see a richly dressed
What if that's how we made
friends
forth with the guy that Zeraz killed? That we let him kill someone?
Yeah!
It's an endless chain.
The front door of the carriage is thrown open, and you see a richly dressed young woman rush forth and leap upon the nearest horse, cutting it free with a swipe of her dagger. She urges the horse away from its whickering companions and pulls her away from the battle. This must be the princess herself, and you have to stop her escaping. Will you try to block her horse's escape, or will you whistle for Raylesh's attention so he can shoot her horse down?
I feel...
So we have a chance to be the hero here, but if we fail, we fuck up. But this... Raylesh, he is ranged, and
he's like
builds orc camaraderie. But it also gives Raylesh the honor.
If the horse falls on her and she dies, then we're fucked.
You wanna... I don't know.
I'm pro Raylesh as well. That's why I'll be concerned.
We could flip a coin on it.
Well, neither of us want to do the other one, really, so I think we should just go for Raylesh. Yeah.
Raylesh, shoot down that horse. Then again, hold on, wait! Oh, no. I was about to say, we remember how badly the assassination went. This one might not work. You whistle loudly as the princess's horse thunders from the battle. Test your luck.
Lucky!
Woo! Lucky! Oh, we used a luck point, though. Now we're down to 10.
Wait.
An arrow flies from somewhere in the chaos and plants itself in the galloping horse's neck. The creature topples, the princess tumbling to the ground. If you hear noise, sorry, my cat's being a lot. The creature topples, the princess tumbling to the ground. Before she has a chance to regain her senses, you rush over and hit her over the head, knocking her senseless. You swing her onto your shoulder and wave to Raylesh.
Hi.
The battle is won. The battle is won, the roadside a mess of blood and gore. Not a single guardsman or lord escaped, and even the horses have been butchered. With the princess over your shoulder, you carry her over to the waiting orcs. In a fluid motion, Raylesh knocks an arrow and draws his bow on you. No, Raylesh! Unless you want an arrow through your heart, you'll toss the girl over to me now. I reckon her father will pay more for her than any wizard, and I ain't the sharing kind. A bead of sweat appears on Raylesh's brow, and his drawn bowstring twitches. The princess looks from you to him as if trying to calculate whom she'd be better off with. Will you hand her over to Raylesh? Or will you drop her and charge the Ooh.
Like hell, I'm giving her up.
Well, the problem is we have to drop her, which means she might escape. Fuck!
We have Zelen.
I wish there was a world where we could hand her to Raylesh and then kill Raylesh, and then, while he's holding her,
yeah,
and then take her back.
Because I don't know what happens after does it mean hand her over and then I can do something, or is it just like, give up? I feel like we should charge and rely on our new friend to help us.
Wait, can you use the teeth here?
Maybe I can. Should I try it?
Yeah, I can do it. Yo!
Oh no.
Wait, did it not work?
No, it didn't work.
Did it use our teeth too?
No.
Okay, good.
I feel we should charge and rely on our little goodies.
I see the world where the princess escapes because of this, though.
Well, she's only been hit over there. There's no horses.
Alright, let's trap her in charge. You hurl the princess okay, good. In his direction, breaking his focus and giving you the opportunity to sprint towards him, sword raised. Hurriedly, he takes aim again and fires. Test your luck!
I can see it.
The sight of you rushing upon him with murderous intent is enough to spoil Raylesh's aim. His arrow dashes across your shoulder, drawing blood but doing little serious damage. Lose 2 stamina points. Raylesh hurriedly drops his bow and draws a short sword. Oh, he's cooked. Look at his skill versus ours. Ooh, we took some damage from this, though. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. But we fucking... Yeah. Viewers, in case you didn't know, he got owned.
Yeah. The strongest orc in history versus the strongest orc in today. Good to know all our friends didn't do shit.
Raylesh lies dead before you. You scoop the princess up, ignoring the feeble beating of her fists on your back. One of the orcs hands you a rope and you hurriedly bind the princess and place an old rag in her mouth as a gag. She does not struggle, but her eyes shine with defiance. Once she is strung up, you start heading back to Morgrek's lair. Some hours later, you come to a copse in the shadow of a steep cliff. You haven't rested properly since setting off on this mission, so you decide here would be a good place to camp. You agree a watch, Rota, and get a fire going, then settle down to sleep. The snap of a broken branch is your only warning. You sit assume you bolt upright to see Xerez, his back to the blazing campfire, his arms raised to bring the dagger sewn into his sleeve on your head.
Xerez, no!
Will you quickly fling the magic tooth into the fire? Yo!
There's no question.
Skeleton bros, I call your aid! Maharaga! With this treasure I summoned, like doing the fucking Eminem toss with the tooth into the fire. Do it. There's a loud pop as the tooth hits the flames, and a bright green flash. 4 skeletons leap from the flames, their mouths clicking together and their sightless eyes fixed on Zaraz. He spins to take it. I'm so glad we went down the side tunnel. Also, there's only going to be 1 orc left after this.
We're all going to fucking kill each
funny.
other before we even get back.
There's a loud pop as the tooth hits the flames, and a bright green flash. Oh, sorry. He spins to take in this new foe, bringing his bladed arm down to crush the skull of one of the skeletons before the others bear him down, clawing at his throat with their finger bones. He struggles, punching and kicking as hard as he can, but one of the undead has its skeletal hands around his throat now, and soon the struggling ceases. The 3 skeletons rise and look at you expectantly. Do you want to command the skeletons to kill the other orcs in their sleep, or not? There's one other orc. There is 1 orc remaining.
There is. Yeah. Well, maybe
Do we?
I feel like we should, maybe. We're the only one who come back and we did the mission. We get all the money. We don't have to split.
But then if we get in another fight on the way back, it's just us.
Yeah, but it's like, who's going to fight us at this point? We're a smaller party now. We can go further. We don't need him.
You're like the evil advisor. You are Peter Baelish in my ear. After all, why shouldn't we kill the other orcs?
Half the treasury. Would you rather have a quarter of the treasury or half of it?
I think it's time to kill. Command the skeletons to kill the other orcs in their sleep.
It makes me wonder why I need you, fuck. Let's kill him.
Oh, that's wrong though. Fuck was good to us.
He's not been anything to us.
He led us.
He was there. We ignored his only order.
But remember, this is only phase 1 of the plan. We might need more orcs.
Well, he's going to get more orcs if we really need them. He's not going to only 1 guy's left. I guess you have to do the rest of my plan.
Fine.
Kill him.
All right.
Kill him. We don't need
you guys
him.
Hear? This is how he writes Aetheral Space, by the way.
we
don't need this character.
Get rid of him now.
All right, command the skeletons. Command the skeletons. Do it, you fucking bastard. You read this. I can't.
The skeletons chatter at one another, then set off to follow your commands. You hear some screams in the darkness, and then the skeletons return, their bones slick with blood. You go to inspect their handiwork, nodding approvingly at them. The princess is awake now, staring in terror at the murderous skeletons. With a grin.
Look, our stamina healed, but its new max is 14.
With a grin, you command them away. I want you to know that we still have the Sooth, so we could probably do that again.
No way!
They disappear, I'd say, in a green flash, and you allow yourself a few more hours' sleep. You awaken feeling somewhat refreshed. Regain 4 stamina points. It was like, what was a lovely night's sleep.
Holy fuck, we're evil.
The princess lies bound nearby, her red-rimmed eyes staring in defiance. You scoop her up, then head on to the mountains. You reach Morgrek's lair a few hours later, and are soon standing before him in peril, dumping the irate princess at their feet. She gnarls through her ag and strains at her bonds, her attempt sparking laughter from all assembled. You have done well, says the wizard. Now for the second part of my plan. I only need 1 orc for this, and only that one shall receive half the real treasury. By the fact you stand alone before me, I can assume the other orcs are no longer an issue, says Morgrek with a smile.
I don't trust this wizard. He's gonna fucking kill us at the end of this. He's gonna try anyway.
Yeah. Since we are left with 1 orc, smiles Morgrek, bring Princess Deajara to me. You hold...
Yeah? Hello? You hold the princess.
Yeah, sorry, I
down.
lost my place. Can I popcorn?
It's 575. Nice try, second line.
Okay. You hold the
You
princess,
fucking tried.
bow to her feet and shiver into the wizard's arms. "I delight, fair princess," says the wizard. "I have a gift for you. Parole!" The manservant passes his master a small velvet box. The wizard snaps it open to pull forth a ring of some dull grey metal. He places this on the princess's dainty finger. Her eyebrows knit together as the ring turns golden. The wizard then removes it and places the ring on your own finger. You double up in pain, your whole body vibrating. Just like jerking throughout the room. Like a glitch.
Whoa.
Wait,
Wait, keep reading.
What the story is? Hold on.
Keep
When the
reading.
pain stops, you look down at your hands in horror. Your green skin is now pale pink. Your thick fingers slender and well manicured. Your arms like the slender. And golden brown hair hangs from your head. As Snuggy Parole holds up a mirror, your reflection is identical to the princess. Wait, so we're going to pretend to be friends. Why did you get an orc for this?
Oh, I assume what he wants us to do is sneak into the castle, take it off, become orc, and then kill the king.
Okay.
Presumably.
How do we get out?
But this description definitely set off an alarm in my
Yeah,
head.
it did. Same for me. I'm going to tell you, I didn't lose my place. She stares
Go ahead,
wide-eyed as the
continue.
wizard and his servant burst into laughter. Why they fucking giggle at everything, these two?
Yeah, they're so evil.
"What have you done to me?" you cry in a voice that sounds nothing like your own. In a beautiful voice. "Relax," says the wizard. "It was just a prank." The magic in the ring absorbed the princess's likeness and then transferred over to you, reshaping your body accordingly. You look aghast at the ring sitting on your perfectly manicured finger and reach to pull it off. "Don't do that!" Margaret snaps. "It will change you back to the way you were. I need you like this for the next stage of my plan." Can I popcorn?
Where is this at?
Your insides ache. You got tummy ache.
Your insides ache and you clutch your now slender stomach in pain. The magic of the ring has changed your physiology, though you maintain much of your conditioning. You must reduce your initial stamina score by 4 points and set your current stamina to this new initial score. "The next stage of my plan," Morgrek continues, "is for you to travel to the Citadel. You can make your own way there if you wish, or if you return to the scene where you abducted the princess, surely some of those foolish knights of the Order will arrive searching for the princess sooner or later, and they can provide an escort. Once at the Citadel, impersonate the princess, but don't let anyone too close to you, lest they discover the truth. While there, you must assassinate King Elidor and the princess's betrothed, Lord Rodolfo." The princess screams through her gag at this, her eyes cold fire. Even with her bonds, it takes all of Peralt's strength to restrain her until she is silenced by a vicious backhand from Morgric. "Take her away, Peralt!" he barks before you once more. "Once those two are dead, you should be crowned queen. Soon after, I will arrive and propose marriage. You will accept, and I will be made king of Zamara."
It was a shit plan.
You want us to be married? Don't be ridiculous. Soon after the wedding, we'll fake your death and you can escape in your original form along with half the contents of the king's vault.
I feel like I don't like where this story is going. I feel I see a trajectory that I feel perhaps the story should now end here.
Hey, no. We're going all the way with this, all right?
I don't want to go all the way with this.
No. I'm sorry, but I'm making you.
No,
I don't want
to. I don't want to.
Is it actually making you uncomfortable? We don't have to.
I feel like it will make me uncomfortable.
Are you willing to risk it, though? Because I feel like I'm invested now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you did this to me.
No.
This isn't exactly what you signed up for, and you don't feel very comfortable in this new
This is me. This is my narration. This is what I signed up for.
And the reward is tantalizing, as is the chance to do away with King Elidor. You still remember the heat of the flames unleashed from the Citadel's stone dragons the day Ostrogoth's army fell. You've dreamed about getting even ever since, though never quite in this manner. You accept the wizard's plan.
Railroaded.
Morgrig spends the next few hours briefing you on the important figures at court. "Whatever you do, be wary of Astragal. That meddling fool has his own chambers at the Citadel, and his knowledge of sorcery is great. Luckily, he is often called away on business, so you may not have to deal with him. And never let your ring be removed, or you will instantly turn into an orc once more." Once the wizard has finished his instruction, Peralt comes in with a dress, a lady's riding boots, and a dagger. Morgrek excuses himself as you take off your armor and pull the dress on. Peralt averting his gaze. No.
Yeah, no.
Once you're
I
done,
don't like
the
this.
manservant
I don't like where this is
dagger.
going at all.
Take this as a weapon.
I don't want to be in the capital, bro.
Peralta also gives you a purse of copper coins for any expenses on the road. You've been tricked into the princess story now.
No, I don't want the princess
Before
story.
you go, Morgrick has asked that I teach you some of the princess's skills.
Why do you know
She's an
them?
accomplished woman, you know. Morgrick doesn't want you tarrying here too long, though. I only have time to teach you one of her many talents. What would you like in
This plan is shit. Why didn't he teach us shit before we put the ring on?
So, history of the royal family is maybe the best for talking, but I kind of want fencing, because
Yes.
that's going to be the... Yeah, fencing?
Yeah.
Alright. Fencing sounds good, he said.
Oh.
I've always wanted to have a better idea of how much I can get for the stuff I loot. Not the kind of fencing, you ignoramus! snapped Peralt. I mean the art of the saber and file, gentlemanly combat! Peralt provides you with a rapier, and drawing one of his own shows you the various stances, thrusts, and parries. It seems a bit of a needlessly complicated way to go about killing, but you must admit there are some good ideas in there. From now on, you can add 1 to your attack strength when using a rapier or sword. When you have finished, Peralt gives a formal bow, and feeling in the spirit of things, you return the gesture. Morgrick returns to the cavern. Before you go, I can offer you one of the following potions, in case you should encounter any difficulties on the road. The wizard holds out 5 small bottles. Choose from one of the following. Skill, strength, fortune, calm, or fury. So fortune's luck. Skill is skill. Strength is stamina. Fury is presumably rage, whatever that is. What the fuck is calm?
I don't know.
I guess you want to balance rage.
Yeah,
it
I
lowers or rises. Oh, what should
Maybe
we take?
skill. Our skill seems pretty low.
Yeah, that's what...
Yeah?
Sorry. My cat fell on my monitor. I have to fix it. Give me a second. I'm so
You're
distraught. You have no
passionate
idea.
about the potion of skill.
This fucking cat.
That's what I'm saying! The potion of skill, bro!
Hey, cat, what was this even on before? She just, like, breaks stuff. That's what she does.
No.
It's driving me nuts, dude. Alright, sorry, potion of skill, I agree.
Yeah, let's do it. Potion of skill.
Morgrick and Peralt wish you luck, and you set off down the winding tunnel, still getting used to the strange way your new body moves.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
You emerge into the red glow of sunset and begin to pick your way through the foothills of the lower Ilkhans. Your goal is the Citadel or King Elidor, a journey of at least 2 days to the southeast. You could make your way back to the site where you captured Princess Dejara and await the inevitable rescue attempt by the Knights of the Order. Provided you can convince them that you are the princess, they should give you an armed guard all the way back to the Citadel. Alternatively, you can make your own way there. It is rough territory even for an orc, and especially for a noblewoman, but it would give you more time to get used to this new body.
Head for the caravan. Head for the fucking caravan, for the love of God. I'm not...
I don't know, maybe we need time to adjust.
No, I don't want to adjust.
This is like, I can't tell if they're like unintentional or if this like clearly fetish stuff.
It's borderline.
It's borderline. It's like right there where I'm like, this could be a fetish or this could be somebody.
It feels like I'm barely dodging it.
Let's head for the caravan. Fine.
I'm not falling for that shit.
You set off in the direction of the caravan. The jagged lands of the foothills soon gives way to rolling green hills and woods tinged with the golden of early autumn. The sun soon disappears completely behind the mountains, and you find it increasingly hard to see. Clearly your new human eyes don't see as well in the dark, and the crescent moon helps little. You trip over an old tree root, and as you are cursingly picking yourself up, you spot the glow of a campfire from a small copse to your left. Will you investigate, find a spot to set up camp yourself, or journey on through the moonlight? Can we do the teeth again if we go to the camp? Do you think they'll let us?
Let's set up camp ourselves.
Wait, investigate, find a spot, or journey. Okay. Hold on.
I think we should maybe investigate.
Let's do it. Investigate. Cautiously, you enter the copse. Sitting before a campfire is a shaven-headed monk in plain robes, his legs crossed.
Fourth option.
His eyes are closed and he is humming softly. A wooden medallion dangles from his neck. Come, sit, he says, his eyes still closed. Will you? Throw a magic tooth into the fire!
Yes.
This is the best item ever!
I thought it would be a one-time thing.
Do we still have the tooth?
No, that was our last use.
No! You hurl the tooth into the fire and 4 skeletons burst forth in a flash of green light. Why did we waste them on the monk?
Because it was funny.
You hurl the two of them in the fire, and 4 skeletons burst forth in a flash of green light, setting upon the meditating monk with claw-like fingers. He snaps out of his stupor, backflipping to safety. For a second, he looks like he's considering staying to fight, but he thinks better of it and sprints off into the night, the skeletons screeching as they chase after him. You make yourself comfortable by the fire, finding a glass bottle resting on the grass near where the monk was sitting. A good whiff confirms it's a healing salve. Okay, so this guy was definitely like a fighter. Right? He backflipped away.
Yeah.
Maybe this was the right move. The skeletons return, no indication as to whether they caught up with the fleeing monk or not. With them to watch over you, you settle down to sleep. You awake feeling rested. The skeletons have disappeared at some stage during the night, their purpose served. You stamp out the dying embers of the campfire, then head on. The rugged land gives way to sweeping fields dotted with copses and small woods. You travel at a brisk pace, seeing no sign of any sentient beings. You manage to kill a small fox by setting a snare, but for some reason the taste of raw fox is not so appealing to your new human tongue. By late afternoon, you arrive at road where you and your fellow orcs ambushed the princess's caravan. The carriage still sits abandoned, the bodies of the princess's guards, horses, and friends strewn about the crimson-stained grass. Ravens are having a good feed off the corpses, but they take wing at your approach. Will you search the carriage or search amongst the bodies? Probably the bodies, right? Because we want a sword for our fencing?
Absolutely.
Well, it says we have weapon rapier, but I don't trust that.
That's it. Well,
Cat? No, cat. I need this.
Well, maybe the carriage will have better loot, though, because if we do have a weapon, then the rapier... Mayhaps.
It says weapon rapier, but possessions are only dagger, which is why I'm wary.
Yeah, and rapier. We got rapier as well.
Okay. In that case, let's search the carriage, yeah. You clamber into the carriage to find it's been ransacked, dresses and broken furniture strewn across the carpeted floor. You root through the debris in case anything of interest has been missed. Test your luck?
Let's test it. Lucky!
Or luck went down again. Lucky! You find a hand mirror lying underneath some torn dresses. You decide to pocket this, if only because it seems the kind of thing a noble lady might have upon her person. The clop of hooves and the trundle of a wagon in the distance disturb you, and you climb out of the carriage to see the cause of the commotion. Alright, we got the hand mirror. Hang on. Cat? No. Cat? This way. Sorry. Is it this page? Did I miss anything else?
270? No, that's that. I think we're 7.
Alright, coming up along the road is a wagon pulled by 4 horses and driven by a man in the livery of the Royal Guard. A black dragon on a white background. Men-at-arms and knights atop horses accompany the wagon at either side. On seeing the carnage before them, they come to a halt, clearly overwhelmed. However, 2 of them spot you and urge their horses forward. As they come closer, you recognize one, Bahadur, the hero who saved the citadel from Ostrogoth's armies by relighting the torch at the fangs of fury, thus reigniting the flames of the dragon sentinels. You can still feel the heat and intensity of the dragon's breath and hear the screams of your fellow orcs as they roasted alive, mere moments from victory. Bahadur is now the most renowned knight of the order and has since clashed with the orc tribes of Zamara several times. The other horseman you don't recognize, but you know from Morgrick's description. Captain Lasky of the 7th Foot Sloggers, Bahadur's former commanding officer. The 2 are soon before you. "Princess," exclaims Bahadur, "we feared the worst." The wizard Astragal spied the remains of the caravan when in the form of an eagle and raced back to the citadel to inform us, adds Lasky. "The king dispatched us immediately to find you and avenge you should it be necessary." "And luckily it seems it's not necessary," says Bahadur. "But how did you survive the ambush?" You relate the story agreed with Morgrek before you set off on your mission, that the caravan was beset by orcs and you only survived by hiding under the carriage. "That explains the state of your dress, anyway," remarks Lasky. "Yeah, well, if you'd given me half-decent guards, perhaps I wouldn't have had to hide in the mud." Lasky reddens at this. "Those were good men who died to protect your privileged posterior." Bahadur moves closer to him and hisses in his ear.
Bro, that's an orc.
Lasky seems to remember who he's talking to and gives a curt bow, saying no more. Bahadur questions you further about what happened and seems convinced by your rehearsal of Morgrick's cover story. He escorts you to the carriage and helps you climb aboard, saying it won't be long before you're safely back with your father.
What if the father's dead? He's like, "Oh, you'll meet him soon."
Can you take over from that?
Yeah, well, sorry. The carriage trundles on, Bahadur and Lasky filling you in on the happenings in the citadel since you, or rather the real princess, left for Garak. You try to say as little as possible, wary of being caught out by saying the wrong thing. Bahadur is an intense man who wears the burden of being Zamara's greatest champion with a dignified humility. Laxi, on the other hand, is constantly cracking jokes, only reining himself in when Bahadur shoots him a warning look. Bahadur seems quite sensitive about your supposed grief at the deaths of many of the princess's friends and followers in the Orc raid. You continue on in this way for several hours and enjoy the rest. The carriage is equipped with several delectable sweetmeats and fine wines, and although you are careful not to make a pig of yourself in front of Bahadur and Lasky, you certainly enjoy a bit of indulgence. Restore 3 stamina points. You're just sipping a fine red when an arrow funks into the side of the carriage. Orcs are attacking. Another wizard had the same plan.
Get out!
Shouts of alarm come from outside, mixed with a dying scream of one of the guardsmen. The procession is under attack. Bahadur tells you to wait in the carriage, drawing his sword and throwing open the door. Laxi follows him, drawing his own weapon. You take a peek out the open doorway. There are at least 24 bandits, bare-chested with fur caps and long moustaches. Raiders from Kazan, by the looks of it. Bahadur charges into them, dragging one from his horse and spitting him on his blade. Atop the crest of a hill, the bandit leader barks out commands. Do you...
let's let the humans die.
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll go stay safe in the carriage. Let the humans die to protect you. You sit in the corner of the carriage, the screams of the dying ringing outside. Suddenly the carriage door is thrown open and 2 Kazanid swordsmen clamber aboard. With a level grin split their faces at the sight of you. Will you scream for help or draw your weapon to fight back? Let's kill them.
We're gonna fucking fight, of course.
It's like,
we're the strongest
no,
princess of today. For real. Oh, these guys are so cooked.
The bandit seems surprised to see you fighting back, but they soon recover their wits. Due to the cramped nature of the carriage, you can fight them one at a time.
Oh, he's so cooked.
We maul him.
Fight his ass.
Oh,
yeah. We fucking demolished him.
It's like, she's wide open, I'm going in. He was like, wait, something's wrong.
It was like fucking Silver Chariot stabbing Magician's Red.
It's like,
oh, the second bandit, let's get it.
It's like, now we'll have the... Wait, when did the princess draw her blade? And then fucking blood spurts out of his friend.
He gets fucking flung 2 miles back from our thrusts.
She's looking
All
at
right, next bandit. Let's get
it. None of the strands broke. How can this be?
All right, next fight. Let's get it.
Easy. A little bit more difficult.
We took a decent bit of damage. Yeah. We're at 8 out of 14 stronger. Stamina. Fuck yeah. Please continue.
As soon as the second bandit topples backwards, you hear the horde of retreat blaring from outside the carriage. You poke your head out to see the Kazanids retreat from the distance, your escort letting out a triumphant cheer. 2 of the soldiers remove the bodies from the carriage, and you are soon on your way again. Bahadur and Laxi have joined you once more and are bragging about their exploits in the battle, both of them also congratulating you on fighting off your assailants. You're a dark horse, my lady, chuckles Lasky. If only he knew. Popcorn.
Oh my god, you bred barely anything, you
What do you mean I fought? I fought for my fucking orcan life.
Why do I have to do all the reading? I just did Aether.
Hey, you're strong, right?
You're supposed to read this. Dusk falls and Bahadur is forced to light the carriage's lamps. Even Lasky can barely stifle a yawn as he tells his latest anecdote. The procession soon comes to a town and Bahadur orders a halt. Lasky helps you out of the carriage, and you find yourself standing before a 3-story stone inn, the Warm Embrace, painted on its sign in thick red letters. The party enters a high-ceilinged common room, a fire blazing merrily at a great hearth. A 4-piece band plays some folk tune in the corner, and several of the patrons are dancing through, though how anyone can dance to music with no drumming is beyond you. One of the soldiers finds you a table out of the way while Lasky arranges your rooms. The innkeeper can barely contain his delight at realizing he has a royal guest, and falls over himself to offer you the most sumptuous meal you've ever tasted. The roasted pheasant that is placed before you 30 minutes later is covered in some delicate mushroom sauce, which just spoils the taste as far as you're concerned, but you smile appreciatively nonetheless. After eating, the band increases their tempo, and both Lasky and Bahadur rise to their feet. No. How come now we don't get to fucking... restore stamina? I'm pissed.
Oh no.
Princess, would you care to dance? They both say together and look at one another.
Oh no.
We're refusing both, don't worry.
I'm not doing this. I'm not going into this storyline. We're refusing, no.
Both seem disappointed, but they each give you a polite bow before asking 2 of the local girls to dance with them. As you watch the humans cavorting with barely disguised boredom, a dwarf sits next to you, swigging from a frothing pint. You look like you've been in wars, my lady, if you don't
You said you could talk, fucking talk to me. I'm the princess. Off of his fucking head. Daru, strike him down.
You don't dignify that with a response, but the dwarf continues. Course I heard you ran afoul of some orcs. Vermin the lot of them, if you ask me. King Elidor should have hunted them down and wiped them out after that Ostrogoth nonsense, if you ask me. As the dwarf continues to denigrate your people and call for their genocide, you can feel the anger bubbling up inside of you. Let's test our rage, shall we? Resist! We did it! You force yourself... Oh, but our rage increased. It's gonna... so we have to roll over it. So luck you have to roll under, and rage you have to roll over, I see. You force yourself to sit through the dwarf's diatribe against your people. You even manage a smile at one stage, helped by picturing the dwarf's head on a spike. Eventually, Lasky ceases dancing to chase the dwarf away. He tries to make small talk, but you're not really in the mood. You hail the obsequious innkeeper and ask him to show you to your room. What's our stamina at? Can we check real quick?
It's at 14. We are also at 55 minutes, so we may be coming towards the end of our journey.
No, we have to see how it ends.
I don't even know.
It'll probably
I feel like we're still
longer.
in the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is still like the
setup. You should save this page at least. We can always continue next week.
I don't know if we can save the page.
Why not? Just leave this tab up, Smile.
No, I can't do that. That's vulgar.
Why?
You close the tabs when you're done with them.
We're not done with it. We'll simply come back next week, Smile.
But I can't keep it open.
Why not?
There's no way.
Are you serious? This is what watching TV is like with Tan, by the way. No drive to finish. I can't believe it. All right, well, I guess that's it then. Let's get the comments open.
I feel like we dodged many an arrow, to be honest.
I don't know. I was having fun with it. Although I do agree there were times where I was very concerned.
Like, where's this going?
It was like a real Fujimoto feeling of walking the line, but without the peak. All right, let's see. Go here. Discovering TD. Wallace the False Lamb. I forgot last week we read that. Dear God. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
iChill403 says, seeing the title of the episode, I was hoping for Evil Wallace and Gromit fanfiction. Can we get that?
No.
Also, look at Sonic MLP fan art. It's awful, Smile.
No.
Love the show.
No, you don't! Yeah, you do.
You don't like Wallace and Gromit?
Well, I never said that.
Well, then why don't you want to read Evil Wallace
I'm saying that they don't love the show. They love the image of me. They don't know the real me.
Shut up.
No one knows the real me.
Thalia says, forgot to comment last episode. Just wanted to say that I'm still here, Smile. Dino Tail says, wow, okay. This probably was the best worst script I've ever seen. Sure, if this was an actual movie, it would have been roasted to hell and back, but I've never laughed as hard as I did hearing this. A pure example of edgy fan fiction, and I love it.
Thanks.
I'm going to be honest, Tan. I would absolutely love to watch your 2 Mario movies. They sound fucking awesome. For the third movie, there has to be a scene like in My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, where Mario and Luigi share their power in order to defeat the villain. Whoever it is, you can decide.
Bowser's dad.
Thank you. Well, Might You plays in the background. If you guys are ever going to read any more crappy fanfics, might I suggest Lord House Revamped? What? Loud House Revamped. No, we are not doing that.
I've never seen normal Loud House. It would be nothing to me.
That fic might be the most batshit insane thing I've ever seen. You can literally go to any chapter and be shocked by what you see. Anyway, Anomalous, bring Wallace into baseline reality. I have some things to talk to him about. Also, blow up Neptune. Oh, this is a good one, Tan.
Yeah.
Noir Dolphin says, Tanoni, no, we can't read it. It's 5 fucking pages. Me who just read 13 pages of Aetherall Space.
Well, I wrote them, so...
Fucking greed of a beast. Fucking narcissism of a bastard.
I don't want to read 5 pages of fucking Max Landis talking without the veneer of Mario before him.
Dude, there wasn't even a single Aether flare or eyes widened. How was I supposed to pay attention? Good Day says, as someone who's read the entire script, I have a few things I'd like to point out. 1. Mario was a depressed alcoholic before finding the pipe. He goes missing for 10 years. 2. Luigi works in an office. Samus Aran is his nervous assistant before being called in by Mario. 3. Mario goes to and from the Mushroom Kingdom. He owns a martial arts studio, one of his students being Ness.
What?
4. Wallace, Wario, found a way out of the Mario Land back to Brooklyn. There he bought a ton of guns off the black market before coming back and arming the Shy Guys. 5. Kirby is here too, acts like a god-angel figure. 6. Luigi and Dixie Kong have scenes implying a growing, somewhat romantic relationship. 7. Diddy Kong got shot and left for dead in the streets. That's the best part.
No!
Can you imagine? Chris Merkel says, this script makes the 1993 movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo look like the 2023 movie with Chris Pratt and Charlie Day. For a palate cleanser, I recommend Blue Christmas, a fan-written Breaking Bad Christmas special. Could be an option.
Maybe next time, yeah.
MT says Isekai Luigi's domain expansion allows him to literally rip the souls off of his opponents, no matter how strong they are, but it can only be activated in a mansion of at least 5,000 square mushrooms, which has been abandoned for at least 25 years, and he needs to piss himself. When is the 40k episode? Ooh, a 40k episode could be fun. I've never really gotten into 40k lore.
I don't know much.
The only thing I know is the orcs. Do you know how they work?
Yeah, I know that because they think it works, it works.
Yeah, so they just like make shit up. It's awesome.
The ring does nothing, actually. They just do that.
Guare ends us off by saying, not gonna lie, now I want Tan's version of the Mario movie to be real.
Thank you.
You should write a Mario script. You should have the ego of Alandis. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, what did you say to me?
I said you should have the ego of Alandis.
That's
all I'm saying.
No.
You should write a Mario movie. Have you ever thought about writing a script? Have you ever thought of writing a script, though?
Not really. I did it in university for, like, assignments and stuff, but...
What was your university script about?
It was shit.
I want to know what it was about.
It was like a world where immortality was a thing, but people didn't want it.
Oh, like the world... You know that movie that had, like, the numbers on their arms?
Yeah,
how long they lived?
Like
They're like, 20 years for this fine beef Wellington. Interesting. I mean, you've also kind of described Elden Ring low-key. So, I'm just saying. Alright, I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you alive?
I'm alive,
you're alive.
yeah.
Okay. Alright, we'll end it off here then. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.